Okay, I think we're
finally.
in. Yay!
Finally
Kept buffering for us. We've been sat here 10 minutes watching it buffering. So I'm not sure if Bridget's still with us now or she's still watching the other live show from her friends at Fitness Hutch.
It was 7 on. We've just been watching the thing go round and round and round.
Let us know you're here. Let us know who's with us.
It was 6 on now. Lost one already.
Hi, can you see us all right, Saba? Hi, Natalie.
From Indiana.
Very nice. Good, good. Hi, Barry.
Hiya.
So we've been out in the garden most of the day, haven't we, since you've been home from work? And then we've just...
planting.
Yeah, then we both just had our baths, had something to eat and run around like crazy, haven't we? Hi, Caramel, lovely.
The windowsill is starting to empty a bit.
Yeah, things are just slowly but surely getting emptied out into the garden.
Still got more tomatoes to go.
I've got to show you my beautiful Amaryllis, though. I'm just so loving it. So I've got 4 big flowers on it.
Hi, Philip.
It's making me smile every time I look at it. It's absolutely
Watch them
beautiful.
all fall off now.
No, don't say that. I'll have to start calling you Giles. But yeah, absolutely loving it.
You're winning the competition, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So in the food bank that we help out at, quite a few of us were given an Amaryllis, and I shared a photograph of mine with them all, and they all thought I was giving it some special feed. I'm actually just giving it a drop of water every other day, and obviously it's having plenty of sunshine in the window, and it seems to be doing the trick. But nobody else has flowered or grown as tall.
Yeah, it could all come out 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago.
Hi, Leona. Yeah. As I say, when I first opened it out the box, it was already growing. And I think I showed you about 2 weeks ago, was it? Where the red was just beginning to come out, and it's taken 2 weeks for the 4 flowers to come through. So, yeah. There's no actual scent to it or anything that I can smell coming from it. It just makes me smile every time I look at it.
So you should win the competition.
I know, yeah. There's no prize, though. It's just the fact that you've won. It's the taking part. The prize was getting the gift in the first place, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just give them out to a few, isn't it?
Yeah,
6
yeah.
or 7 people.
Yeah. I mean, the price tag on them was about £9 each to buy from Marks and Spencer's. So they're an expensive plants.
We put the pumpkins out, the butternut squash, and cucumbers,
tomatoes. We actually put a white currant in, didn't we, today, but we didn't video it.
And sunflower.
Around the apple tree, we did have 4 blackcurrant bushes. Well, small plants. Hopefully that will grow into bushes. 2 haven't survived the winter, so we've lost 2. So I was only saying to Mr. Wallflowers a couple of weeks ago, we need to replace 2 of the currants, and rather replacing them with the black, same as they were, we possibly look for white or red. And at one of the food initiatives, occasionally they'll have a free plant outside, and it just so happens last week it was a white currant and the other plant was a hosta. Cadel picked the hosta up and gave it to me because she didn't want it, and I picked up the white currant We planted it today, didn't we? So fingers crossed. I've moved it a little further away from the tree in case the roots from the apple tree were affecting it, and maybe that's why it didn't survive the winter. I'm not sure what the reasoning was, but
we got some fruit off it from last year. Though,
yeah, enough to make a few. I put some raspberries and some strawberries with it. Added some other berries with it. We got quite a few jars of jam from it. Like it was nice, yeah. And I actually watched a video on a lady, I can't remember her name, a really interesting video she put. It was about eating garden plants.
Yeah.
And she was actually eating the unfurled leaves of the hosta plant. And she said you could eat it raw, or you could actually bake it in the oven, and it tastes just like asparagus. And she said she said all hostas are edible, but just to eat the unfurled leaves.
No wonder the slugs loved them so much.
Yeah. If they taste just like asparagus. So this is my first hosta. I'm hoping it survives, and I'll look for a few more, and we'll actually try that. I did a video, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, on daylilies, and daylilies, the unopened flower bud, are actually edible. And on the video I show you, and I do a taste test of it, and it actually tastes somewhat like a squash, a very mild flavour of a squash. And you can actually do them in a tempura batter and have them in a salad or a meal like that. And I'm really interested in what flowers or what
things we can eat.
Things you can eat from flowers, etc., as well as growing fruits and vegetables. So Phil says, can you say happy birthday to my son Charlie? He's 9 years old today, and he's really enjoyed the day. He loves watching your videos with us, particularly the food ones. Happy birthday, Charlie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Thanks for watching. Glad you enjoyed them.
Yeah, happy birthday, love. What did we used to sing to the kids?
You were born in the zoo.
Yeah, what was it? You
look like a monkey and you smell like one too. No wonder they don't talk to us.
Well, it's our eldest son's birthday on Wednesday. And it's big treats, bank of mum and dad. He's requested a birthday meal, so we're going to take him out for a birthday meal. We're going for a Chinese, so the four of us will enjoy that on Wednesday. Oh,
nice one.
Glad you enjoyed that, Philip. Yeah. What do they say? Give me a boy of 7 and I'll give you the man. So he's in good stead if he's enjoying cookery programs and things like that. He's going to be an excellent man. Hi, Karen. Chinese is always good as a birthday treat. Yeah, and we'll all enjoy it, you know.
And it's the buffet as well, so we can eat as much as we want.
Well, they can. It won't cost us any extra. It's a cunning plan. Take the boys for a buffet. Bottomless pits, aren't they? What did we used to say? Hollow legs.
Yeah. We used to go to them, and when we were full, we'd go back up again and start putting them in my pockets.
Well, you did.
The chop suey rolls.
One day we came home, Mr. Wallflower's emptied his pockets, and he had about 4 goujons, four chop suey rolls, and the boys were absolutely flabbergasted. So every time we come out for a meal now, the boys always say, and don't be putting any in your pocket, Dad, especially not the gravy. Hi, Rhonda, love. Yeah, Dad's known for squeezing something in his pocket and taking it home.
Yeah.
food-wise.
You got to, you paid for it. Just because you follow up doesn't mean you have to stop, does it? It was the ice cream that was the worst, wasn't it?
You can't put ice cream in your pocket. No one knew you'd try. Have to give you a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. No one likes the soggy pockets as caramel. Well, the last meal we went for, our eldest son paid for, and we went for a Sunday roast. And for dessert, both boys ordered themselves the humongous sundae, literally the size of my two hands. These glass fish bowls turned up, and they could have shared one and still been amply stuffed, even with the amount they can eat. And they struggled. Obviously, they didn't get halfway through it each. So I asked. I asked the guy, could we have a takeout box so the boys could take the rest of the ice cream home? And they started pulling faces, not the server, the boys. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I neatly emptied it into the serving bowl with all the treats and the different things that were in the sundae with it. We dropped them off at home, and then we got the telephone call the next day that they both put them in the freezer and ate them first thing the next day. So they were actually happy that I'd asked for a takeout box. I'm not going to be so frugal in everyday living and leave half a bowl of ice cream on the table every time.
Full of chocolate stuff.
Yeah.
Full of Maltesers.
It was about £8 or £9 he paid per dessert, didn't he? Yeah, so a Chinese will be lovely, won't it? Some nice prawn toast and duck pancakes.
And then the youngest one phoned tonight saying he wants to bake him a cake, but he's got no ingredients, so he's coming here to make it.
Can Mum either visit me and help me make a birthday cake and cookies with happy birthday written on the cookies around the cake? Or can he come here and I supply all the ingredients? So which one have we gone for? Obviously, Mum supplying all the ingredients. So I'm hoping possibly on Tuesday we get a video of myself and my youngest son making a cake, a birthday cake.
Should be fun.
We're really looking forward to it. Thanks, Barry. Yeah. My eldest is semi-dating someone, and I did say he could invite her, but he's decided not to at this point until they become a bit more steady. Yeah. He said he didn't want to scare her off. Hi, Bridget, love.
Hi, Bridget.
We took a look in at that channel you mentioned, and it looked pretty good, yeah. We're just talking about going for an evening out. It's my eldest son's birthday on Wednesday, so we're taking him for a Chinese. Marty says, did you catch the King's coronation? It was such a grand spectacle. It's not our idea of fun, Marty. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it's not something we took any interest in.
That's why we were in the garden all day.
With the amount of people struggling here financially, I actually find it so sickening, the display of grandeur and gold and diamonds and all the expense for this man's new hat is not something we wish to celebrate.
Yeah. And it's not like they paid for
Yeah,
it
Leona,
anyway.
I don't blame you. What interest would we have, love?
They only robbed it from other countries anyway.
That's it. Everything they've got, they've robbed from someone else. They've took enough from us. And we don't wish to be celebrating Jimmy Savile's best friend's new hat. What's Bridget saying? There's a few good channels out there on our level. There is, Bridget. Yeah. I just caught a minute or two of it. as we were just finalising and setting up, I was waiting for Mr. Wallflowers to finish making my flask of coffee. And I just saw the part towards the very end where he was saying about people not being very pleasant within the army and speaking to them, and the lady said she felt the same within the nursing career. People wouldn't talk to her. Now, didn't catch the whole of it, but I thought it was due to mental health, seeing as that was the link. Exactly, Caramel, not mine either. Natalie's saying, oh, she meant wallflowers. Hi, love. Hi, Natalie.
Not my king.
Leona's saying, I'm in Canada and I say the same. Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be their king. Well, she was the queen there, wasn't she? Yeah.
Supposedly.
So Marty says they are flaunting their wealth and status, so you have a good point. Exactly. Yeah.
And he couldn't even pay for it himself. He had to get the taxpayers to pay for it. 250 million.
One thing we were glad that we heard after the fact, they actually dropped
the oath.
They dropped the
pledge
oath.
Allegiance to him.
What was it meant to be?
It was meant to be everybody pledge allegiance to him, but then they dropped that and said everybody please support him.
Yeah, so it was a request rather than a demand. So Bridget says, big king ears and queen nose. Or as we say, chipolata hands.
Noddy and big ears were good. Good program.
Yeah, we just no interest in watching it and appalled by everything it represents, really. Yeah.
All the symbolisation. We're not royalists, if you haven't gathered. If you think of how much food now, that money could have helped a lot of people around the country out.
We've paid for it, haven't we? We've paid for his new house. We've paid for his ceremony. So Leona says, I just hope not much changes over there for you guys. I think we're all going to find big changes, Leona, not just the countries that he rules over. You know, it's not just going to be Canada and ourselves.
He's hand in hand with the WEF. So
yeah, he's the king of WEF as well. So it's going to be worldwide and the changes are imminent, you know. It's going to be the money. Everywhere is linked up CCTV. Even if they don't do the 15-minute cities as they're presenting it now, there's going to be some other lockdown scenarios that we're expecting.
Some kind of control.
We're surmising, you know, but
just to keep us in check.
There's going to be a lot of control things that are going to be forced on us pretty soon.
I mean, there was a lot of people demonstrating outside today, and they got arrested, all of them. But
they were all from a certain group, weren't they?
Yeah.
Anti-monarchy, they were called, were they?
No, there was something.
Anti-monarchy.
They were anti-monarchy, but the group was called Republic.
Oh, right. I don't know who they are or what they
one
represent.
Fella said as soon as he walked into the area, the face recognition got him straight away, and the police come running in and just grabbed him.
Because they knew he was part of that protest group. Because, of course, there's all the clampdowns on any form of protest.
Yeah. So when the parade was coming past that bit, the police put big, large screens up and screened them off, so they couldn't see them as they were going.
Yeah, so there was a really large protest group, and where they were,
a couple of hundred of them.
They absolutely covered it, so him and her couldn't see the protesters. Yeah.
It's all right, Leona.
We talk like that anyway, Leona. You've been with us a while now, love. You know, we talk openly about every subject, and I'm glad you brought it up, so don't apologise. It's relevant, it was today.
I mean, it's not just going to be here where things are changing, it's going to be everywhere. I mean, Nigeria is suffering, Kenya is suffering.
It's everywhere. It's worldwide, isn't it? But the thing is, though, this man who's just got a new hat that we're talking about was absolute best friends with a known paedophile, Jimmy Savile. There's so many photographs on the internet to see them both together. So much so, Jimmy Savile was supposed to be asked by the man with the new hat to give his previous wife Diana marriage counselling. They were so entwined, these two people, And
not just them, he was with Philip as well.
He was with Philip, the dad, best friends with the man with the new hat and his dad, Philip, with a, totally evil paedophile.
So he could turn up when he wanted.
And then his brother, the man who doesn't sweat, was best friends with Epstein. So we've got the man with the new hat is best friends with Jimmy Savile,
a lot of tentacles.
And his brother who doesn't sweat is best friends with Epstein. Yeah, these two men are both dead now and notorious for being paedophiles, etc. And this man's now got a new hat, and this man's prime guest at the ceremony and is now back in power and has got his little things going on. It's absolutely diabolical and disgusting. And we've paid for everything.
Caramel says the Just Stop Oil group are protesting too. They're part of the problem.
Yeah, they're part of the problem.
They're part of the clampdown of being able to protest.
In our opinion, there are certain protest groups that are
Extinction Rebellion,
Just Stop Oil, and we see those as
controlled opposition. Yeah, so they're basically in place to create a stink, to create laws, to impinge on our freedoms. So they're not actually helping the situation, they're actually making the situation 10 times worse. And of course, again, these are just our opinions. So Rhonda says, the money spent on that production could have helped so many people. Exactly, Rhonda, and that's our point. People here in this country and other countries are suffering to buy everyday food. I mean, imagine
to pay
their
utilities
food
to survive.
Tonight. Imagine their party tonight in that big grand hall. Like, how much food is going to be wasted and just go in the bin anyway?
How much money would have just be spent on flowers, decor, cars? None of that is climate change friendly, is it? Do you know what I mean? The expense, people would have been flown in from all over the world, driven there, absolutely everything. You know what I mean? There's no climate change friendly when it comes to buying a man a new hat.
And he's big into climate change as well.
Yes, but it's okay when it is New Hat Day.
Yeah, but it'll end up we'll get taxed for it.
So Marty says, do you believe that the price of electricity might decrease in the future, or will it remain stagnant? And if so, do you think that we may witness a bigger increase in food prices? I actually do, Marty.
I don't see the electric going down.
I can't see any of it going down. In the past, history tells us nothing actually does go down, and if it does, it'd be pennies rather than
when
pounds.
they put it up,
everything is increased by major pounds, but it might decrease by pennies to make it look good, but it won't be anywhere near what we had, anywhere near. So no, things will always increase.
They were saying about diesel the other day. Diesel's been 20 pence cheaper on the market for the last 3 months, but it hasn't gone down at the pumps.
That's it.
And if it does go down, it'll go down by 2 pence, whereas it's gone down 20 pence.
Yeah, it's increased by 20 pence, but they might drop it down by 2 pence, and you're still paying the extra 18 pence. It's a false economy to think that anything will actually go down. It won't.
Once it goes up,
they'll present it as Oh, we're back to normal now because everything's dropped down 2, 3, 5 pence. That means nothing, does it? Because we're paying 3, 4 times more anyway. Steve says vermin, a lot of them. Completely agree, Steve. Completely agree. Caramel says that actually makes sense. So many puppets are used. The rabbit hole is very deep. It is, and it never stops. You know, we're still going. We're still going down them. Yeah, the creator is watching us all. We've just got to cling on to. We win. We win, Rhonda.
Just do what's best for you.
You just got to keep on putting on. Don't let the fear tactic take over. Be sensible, you know, take on information, sort out and decide what you actually think, decipher it, use your own due diligence, but do not let fear take over. Yeah. Yvette says, hello.
Late to the party.
As usual, can't ever get the time right. You need a note tonight, Yvette. Have you got a note from your mum for why you're late? And have you got your PE kit with you? Philip says, the price of food
was horrendous. We spent £87 when it used to be 50 a year ago. Normally go to the Aldi, but try. Morrison's is the worst.
Morrison's is diabolical. Yeah. We have a friend who gifts us each Christmas £100 of the Morrison stamps that she collects. She believes in Morrison. She loves it, and that's where she likes to go. She's ex-army, and she just loves Morrison's. And she buys these stamps and collects them, and she gives £100 to us every year. She's done it for a long time now, hasn't she? Yeah. Obviously, as frugal as we are, we don't have any options but to go to a Morrison's with this £100, and we get very little for that money, you know, compared to what we would do.
Last year, we got a good trolley full, didn't we? We got loads of tins and stuff.
Yeah, but
not this last year, but the year before. And then last year we went last December,
and we got nothing. And basically,
it wasn't even 2 layers in the trolley. And it was over £100 and we had to put to it, didn't we? Yeah. We were like, there's nothing in there.
It's crazy. But that first year, when we got lots in the trolley, we went for all the low budget items.
Yeah,
didn't we?
We just went for tins and packets
and stocked up the pantry with it. Yeah. But talking about Morrison's, there was actually a offer on for the Morrison's Cafe. One of my friends from the local food bank actually told me about it. So it was called Ask for Henry. So Cadel and I, when we went, we do another shop on a Friday. We decided after that we'd go out and have lunch. Seeing it was a free lunch at Morrison's. And Cadel was a little bit shy and she didn't want to ask in case there was a problem with it. So I just went to the counter and I said, could my friend and I have a free Henry, please? And she said, yeah, no problem. She said, but you do have to pay for your drinks. So I paid for my latte and Cadel's tea, cup of tea. And we got a jacket potato with beans and a side salad. There was no stuffiness. The server was still really polite and friendly and everything. So when she brought the food over, she asked if we would like any sauces, you know, for the salad, etc. So I asked for some mayonnaise. No, salad cream I asked for, actually. And when she come back, she brought me quite a few packets of mayonnaise, but she actually brought us 2 pats of butter each as well. So we put the butter in the jacket with the beans, and it was delicious, and it was a completely free meal. I think it ends Monday, so I don't know if Morrison's are open on the Sunday. Yeah.
So Phil, go back tomorrow.
Go back tomorrow and get
everyone
the family
with you.
A free
get
dinner.
Everyone, and just ask for Henry.
It's called Ask for Henry, and you'll get a jacket potato with beans and a side salad. You do have to pay for your own drinks, though.
Just take a flask with you. Or a bottle of water.
Oh, Bridget's saying people around her way are actually setting off fireworks, and she thinks it's for today, for the new hat guy. Then kids will have any excuse, won't they, Bridget, of setting off fireworks if they'll get away with it. So So Philip says 2 samosas were nearly £3. We didn't buy them. I don't blame you.
Make your own.
You make your own samosas. They're quite easy
Bit of
to
phyllo
make.
pastry.
Yeah, and you can put whatever filling in that you decide. Samosas are really easy to make. We've done them. Did we do a video?
We've done a
on
video
them?
on them. Yeah.
I think we've done a video on making samosas, Philip.
Christmas time, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you go back the history, you'll see us make samosas.
We done the chops we rolled.
They probably weren't the most attractive, but they were tasty and edible. Yeah. Rhonda says, seems that if something goes down a bit here in the States, something else skyrockets. Amen. In the end, he will reign. Completely. Yeah. You know, the prices aren't going to go down at all. They're going to pinch us here, there, and everywhere. So we've just got to make the most of what we've got. Get out and use the weeds in your garden. If you can eat some dandelion weeds in your salads,
there's free food out there.
Eat your purslane, eat different things.
Your wild
get some nettles in your stew, and just bump everything out. You know, just
fill it up.
Yeah. You've got to be frugal. You've got to make sure. I mean, all of us here are like-minded people, you know, and I appreciate that. But we've just got to make the most of everything.
Have you?
Hi, June. I'm loving your post of where you shopped in Scotland. It's basically the same type of initiatives that I shop at. Did you see June's post? Yeah. And she got so much for her money. I was really, really pleased to see someone else do it. It's not very often I come across someone else shopping in an initiative and doing what I do. June actually made it, for everyone else who doesn't know, June actually made a post on the Wallflowers UK group page on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook. It's called Wallflowers UK. Everyone's is able to come over. You're all welcome. And I was just so pleased to see another food initiative shop. Absolutely fabulous. Well, she's in Scotland, yeah. Do you mind me asking again, June, what part of Scotland you're in, please, love? Yeah, most dogs do, Bridget. It's terrifying for dogs to hear the fireworks go off. Can you not put some music on low or something like that to try and disguise it for her?
Leona can't post anymore.
Yeah, I saw that, June. No problem. And the food pantries in Glasgow. Yeah, amazing. And are you restricted to how many times a week you go, June? Because there's a couple here you can only go twice a week.
If they're in Glasgow, and there's
some here we could go every day if you wished, you know. So Marty says, there's talk of Australia facing a double-digit interest rate hike and resetting the economy over there.
It's coming. It'll come here soon.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before the interest rates are just flying up every month.
God, Bridget, my voice will terrify poor Pebbles. I've got a bit of a husky throat, a bit of a sore throat. It's not disappearing. Caramel says, how do you find food initiatives? So basically, I type into Google. So you type whatever your area is and just put food pantries in your area, food initiatives in your area, and try and be creative and think about words that would relate to that and just see what comes up. Discount food shops in your area and see what comes up. Some will go bad.
Not so much discount food shops because you get like the high street kind of shops.
Yeah.
You've got to be like
the food initiatives or pantries,
waste
mainly.
Food or
save food from landfill, those types of things. Most of them are memberships, so you'll either pay £2 or £5 per year, and then you'll pay your discounted price on your shop each week. But yeah, have a really good search and see, because they're near enough everywhere. As I said, June's saying they're in Glasgow, you know.
What is a community shop, isn't
it? Community grocers.
Yeah, they're all over the country, then, community grocer.
I've not heard of them being down south, though. I'm
sure we got the website on the map. I think there was a few down south.
Was there? Have a look for the community grocery Caramel, see what comes up there. So June says, I live just outside of Glasgow, but it's on my way back from work when I'm in Glasgow. Well, that's fabulous because you're saving your petrol again, aren't you? Because you're already there, you know, so
I mean,
it's
a lot of
saving
the
you
supermarkets,
backtracking and doing
there's
a
going to be
double
more and
journey,
more
so
of
it's
them,
even better.
because the supermarkets have to pay to get rid of the waste in the bins. And if they donate to like a food initiative kind of thing, they get tax relief from the government.
Because it's
So
a
it's in their
charity.
interest
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like
Provide.
So all the supermarkets are providing to these places now. So there is these places out there.
So Bridget says, digital currency is closer than we think can happen. And it definitely is. Now he's got his new hat. I don't think it'll be that long at all. And I've heard rumours over and over again about a new euro currency coming in the UK. Now, whether it's a digital euro and whether they're going to call it English or they're going to call it the British euro, I've heard that it's supposed to be called a euro of some sort and relating to the UK or Britain or whatever name they want to put on it. But yeah, a euro digital currency is coming here soon. I would, Caramel. That's what I'd do. I'd just look for, you know, if you're doing the basic search, pantry or initiative, and you're not succeeding finding what you're looking for there, I'd just keep trying to think what other word or what other phrase could I put in and see if it gives you any more options. So June says, there's lots of food pantries in Glasgow. I don't think there is a restriction. Very good, very good. Because it's not always suitable to go on the same day of the week, or sometimes you might need extra, sometimes you might need less. I know Cadel and I used to always go shopping on the Tuesday. Because of other things, other appointments. We both have different medical appointments to attend and other different things. We've now been going on Thursday for quite a while, and we go somewhere else on a Friday. So Philip says, has anyone noticed if you go to Wetherspoons, people are not ordering meals like a few years ago and are just having drinks? We used to enjoy the cooked breakfast on a Sunday morning. Maybe they can't afford the food and they're just,
I mean, Wetherspoons isn't bad for the price for what you can get in there.
If we go for a day out and we've got enough money to treat ourselves for a meal whilst we're out, rather than head to a bigger cafe or a restaurant or something like that, and it's getting a bit late in the day and we're hungry, you know, we'll head to a Wetherspoons and we'll generally go for a fry up of some sort, won't we? Or, you know, gammon and chips kind of thing. Yeah.
You get 2 meals and 2 drinks for like £15-20. Whereas if you go into like a restaurant or something, it's £20.
Not that we do it very often, but every now and again there's a little treat to be had, you know. We're hoping to head out tomorrow. We haven't completely decided where we're going to go yet. Mr. Wallflowers says he doesn't want to drive further than an hour away, and I would have liked to have gone to Holyhead in Wales, but apparently it's a 2-hour to 2.5-hour drive, so we're not going to Wales tomorrow, so we'll have to think of somewhere else.
North Wales.
What's there?
Closer to us.
What's there for me to see?
The sea.
I don't want to go to the sea.
We have lattes.
Yeah, that's what I like, a latte. And McDonald's, well, the McDonald's latte is cheaper, isn't it? So you can get a McDonald's latte, is it still 89p or something like that, compared to £2.50 to £3 in a sit-down place. So it's a dramatic saving, you know. I totally understand
just
that,
don't
Philip.
Eat the burgers.
Yeah, just don't eat all the milkshakes. So Steve says, coins aren't big enough to get Charlie's ears on. That was Bridget's joke last time, Steve. So Bridget says, we're heading back to the EU as well. what was the point in saying Brexit means Brexit, leave is leave? I don't actually
We
believe
haven't
that we
left.
actually
We've
left.
never left.
I don't believe it. I think it was a blatant lie and a bit of a distraction tactic, Bridget. I don't actually believe we ever left the EU. We've always been at the front of NATO. We've always been in all these different setups. Everything's been EU based. We've been at all the EU meetings and still dictated by it. And I really don't believe that we ever left. I just think it was an absolute public con.
And it's caused a big division all the way through the country for years now.
Divide and conquer. I was leave all the way through. And we got called racist for that opinion at the beginning, and we're far from it, you know.
The reason we wanted to leave was you can't vote them in, you can't vote them out.
We wanted devolution on a grand scale, didn't we? We wanted basic areas to be able to make the rules for where they live rather than be dictated by Brussels and all these
even
places,
in our own country, we'd rather be governed by our own area rather than London.
We completely believed in devolution, didn't we?
All over. Everyone should be run by their own constituency.
So Bridget says, have you seen the new £2 coin? It's 3D and looks like a wing nut. Actually, it is a wing nut.
You should be on stage.
She should be, you know. I'm going to have her on speed dial when I need a laugh.
When we have the Wallflowers Christmas party, you can be the comedian.
Yeah. So June says, as well as looking up food pantry, look up real junk food project. That's a good one to look up, Caramel, while you're there. Real junk food projects. That's a good one, June. Thank you for that. Bridget says, I was leave too and believe in devolution too. Yeah, completely. It makes sense, doesn't it? You know, we don't want to be dictated to by someone who's never stepped foot on this land, doesn't know how we live, what we're doing, what the ethos and the beliefs and the culture is.
I mean, Cornwall have wanted to leave England for years, haven't they? They had their own like independence thing, didn't they? At one point.
What did everyone think of the quiz last week? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we couldn't make it Saturday, did we? And we did the quiz on Sunday. I was just wondering if everyone enjoyed it.
No, it's not actually junk food that they sell. It's just, it just means throwing.
You'll always get fresh vegetables, you know, your fresh bread or whatever. Even if you saw my haul this week, some things may be classed as junk food or whatever, and I still spent out the money in that particular shop. But when you're putting all the goodies away in your pantry, to be able to have your treats to take out when you want them and to be able to have them in good supply, or to incorporate them. I can crush pretzels and use them as a topping for a bake. I can crush crackers and crisps and different things. If I didn't want to eat them as goodies, I can use them as breadcrumbs for different things or whatever. So it's a bit of creativeness, Caramel, and a bit of adjusting the mind or whatever. But these places aren't generally just junk food. You know, you can pick a bit of junk food up, but you're going to have all your fresh stuff as well. So it's up to you what you choose. It's up to you what you bring home. But sometimes if you get there late in the day, you'll be limited to certain things. So I still pick and choose and get a few treats. Some I'd send up to the boys and some I can get creative with.
Everybody loved the quiz.
Good.
We could only answer a few.
So Yvette says, I love the quiz, could only answer a few though. Oh, that's fine. It's just for interest and a bit of a laugh, you know.
A bit of fun, isn't it?
June says, there looks to be a good one in Leeds called Surplus to Purpose. Brilliant, June. You're doing a great job helping, love. Thank you so much.
Rhonda said the quiz was fun. Stephen said great fun.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah. Well, we'll put one on tomorrow evening just for the members, and that'll be on the members page. I haven't got a list of all the members to say thank you to, which we normally do.
Thanks to Gaz.
But at the moment, I'm so pleased to say we've got 37 members in the members lounge, and it's so wonderful to have them all there, you know, some fabulous people. And we'll be doing a quiz just for the members tomorrow. But on this main page, if people would like us to do another quiz at some point, it'd be really fun for us to do because we enjoy doing them. On the members page, though, tomorrow night, the winner will actually get a Wallflowers t-shirt. So all we ask is that you email us with any postal address you want it sent to and what size you'd like the t-shirt to be. But yeah, there's a t-shirt prize for tomorrow's members quiz. You should know what he's like by now. It'll be a nice t-shirt and it'll just say Wallflowers on it.
Callum gains a 6-pack by the end of the week.
With all the muscle. Oh, brilliant. That's lovely to hear. As I say, there'll be one for the members tomorrow. But if everyone would like one on the main page, then just let us know and we can do that.
It was a good game, that. Obama Llama.
Yeah, I love Obama Llama. It is a funny game. It can touch on going towards crude, but it isn't actually. It's just funny, you know. It's just
open to interpretation.
Yeah. Personalities really come out, don't they? My glasses keep steaming up. I put oil on my face, and because I'm getting animated talking, glasses keep steaming up. Yeah. It's been warm all day though today, hasn't it? Yeah. The temperatures are getting much better. Yeah. As you can see, we haven't got sweatshirts on. We haven't got bulky items on. Yeah, it's nice. Which I'm glad of because we feel better about the plants we've put out. Yeah. Hi, Samantha. You're doing great, love. Samantha's got a lovely channel, Samantha A Frugal Life, everybody, if you're interested. Basically along the same lines as what we do at Wallflowers, except Samantha does it her own way with her own personality and covers lots of different aspects too. And she's a beautiful lady, and she's doing really well. So Samantha's Frugal Life is the name of the channel. You're doing great, Samantha. I started watching today, and unfortunately we had to get out in the garden and do the planting, so I'll come back and have a look at that again. But I saw you showing the 3 generations of your booklets for the KitchenAid, for the mixers. I think they were for the KitchenAids, and you showed your grandma's, your mother's, and your own, and you're going to get one for your daughter. And I found it just so interesting, yeah. And as I say, Samantha covers many varied things on her channel, and it's well worth going to have a look if you're interested. Yvette says, did you guys watch the coronation? I managed to catch a few highlights.
Oh, Yvette, you should have been there at the start.
Sorry, Yvette, it's not our cup of tea, love. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it's not something we have any interest in.
You'll have to watch it from the start and you'll get the gist of it.
Samantha says, hi, lovely. Oh, thank you, lovelies. Building tomato house tomorrow. Thank you so much. I need to catch up on yours tomorrow. No problem, love. You're very welcome. You're doing a lovely job, Samantha. Yeah, really proud of how you're going.
We've only put 3 of ours out. We've still got loads to go.
Hi, Anne.
Anne.
Mr. Wallflowers was telling me he'd received the email for the voucher.
Thank you.
And we're so grateful. Thank you so much. Anne tried to buy us the spade off our wish list, and unfortunately she was having a bit of difficulty.
They wouldn't deliver, would they?
They wouldn't deliver, and they wouldn't process the wish list order for her, and they won't take it off the list either. We've tried to delete it from the list. We will try again. And Anne sent us a lovely voucher for Amazon so we can buy the spade ourselves and have it delivered. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And we were looking at it earlier, weren't we? We're so pleased with it, and thank you so much. You have blessed us. As you can see, the size of the spade we're using, it hasn't even got a handle on. It's got a metal pole at the top with a bit of gift gaff tape around it, and we're having to be so careful on because it's a rusty old number. So
it still works, though.
It still works. It still does a good job. But Mr. Wallflowers will be really happy with the new one. And I'm also ordering myself a trolley. And I've been looking and looking. A shelving trolley on wheels. And it's to go at the side of the fridge. And it's to put all the canning jars on and the lids and the different things. Now, I had a budget of £20 and I didn't want to go above it. But unfortunately, to get the width, we had to go to £30 for it.
And the height.
And the height. So we ordered it today. And it should turn up tomorrow, so I'll show you it all when it comes. But I'm so pleased because it means I can lift the boxes off the floor, and when I brush and I mop, I can pull the trolley out and I can clean our floors tiled in the kitchen, so I can clean properly. But yeah, it's so great. That spade will be such a blessing to have the correct. Ellen sent me the secateurs, and it's just so wonderful using them in the garden today. Lots of people have sent me different jars and the canning equipment to use in the kitchen. So it was yesterday I did the green beans, wasn't it? So to be able to have the magnet lifter to put the lids on the jars and have the correct debubbler, have the correct things to use. I'm just so excited, and it's just so wonderful to have the correct tools to use for the correct job. It's absolutely amazing. I know, Amber, why would they allow us to put the spade on the wish list if they're not going to allow it to be sent as a gift? It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean, people would send the dad or the granddad or different people a spade for gardening now, wouldn't they? It'd be a gift you would gift to someone, isn't it?
And surely you can buy knives and stuff.
And you can have knives sent, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't see a spade as a dangerous weapon. It's crazy.
It could be.
Well, we've got a way round it now, Anne, so thank you so much, love. Samantha's saying hi to Caramel. Yeah, she's not far from me, love.
Blackburn, wasn't it?
Yeah, and her daughter goes to a college not far from us. Well, uni, isn't it? And yeah, we've got so much in common. I'd like to meet up with you, Samantha, and have a cup of coffee and a natter. I think me, you and Bridget get on like a house on fire.
I have no idea. I did the same when my son put on an electric shaver.
It's crazy, that, isn't it?
Some things you just can't send through the post, like batteries and stuff. If it's got a battery, they're funny about that, aren't they?
But why then?
Because it can explode.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, Barry. Barry B just got us the blue strimmer cord.
Go away.
From the wish list.
Where does it say that?
Barry B.
I've just got you the blue strimmer cord from the wish list, as I love. Thank you so much, Barry.
You're going to talk about trimming the grass today.
But I've asked you not to, yes.
Yeah, we're just holding off a little bit.
Thank you, Barry. That's such a blessing, and will come in so useful. Where you might have seen me, if you watched today's video about planting the butternut squash, Mr. Wallflowers is itching to cut that lawn because he says it looks tatty. But I'm picking the dandelions every single day. Sometimes I'm getting a good quantity and sometimes I'm having to save them to go with the next lot the next day to build up my quantities, and I'm making dandelion honey with it. So I'm trying to make a 12-month supply, so the pantry's stocked for 12 months. Once I've got enough of the dandelion honey, then Mr. Wallflowers can cut that lawn. So that's absolutely fabulous, Barry. Thank you so much.
Should come just in time.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Aren't people just so good to us? Thank you, everybody. That's absolutely wonderful. So Bridget says, we were independent until King James stopped the Cornish being free. We are nearly neighbours.
The Cornish have got their own language and everything.
I think we should have a get-together, Samantha. I think we'd get on like a house on fire. Yeah, we could meet halfway and have a day out. Go and have a look around some charity shops and go for a coffee as a big treat. Yeah, it'd be nice. She's got some great content, Caramel. You'll enjoy it.
Surely it's probably halfway.
Are you monetised yet, Samantha? What did you say?
Surely it's probably halfway between here and Blackburn.
Surely. It's still quite a distance, though, isn't it, Surely?
No, it's only 20 minutes.
Brilliant. That's what I did for a long, long time. I was less than 100, even when I got to 100. Kept putting them, and then you'll realise then you've got such a backlog of videos, and it's brilliant. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the help of Tessie and a couple of other people, I wouldn't have got to the stage where I'm at, and I'm still hoping to grow. I'm finding it quite difficult at the moment because my views are so low at the moment. There's still 300, 400, 500 on a good day, but my views have dramatically dropped. I'm wondering if I can ask everyone, if you don't mind, whilst I'm here, if everyone's getting notifications, and can I ask you to take the notifications off and re-put them on, and maybe do that with the subscription as well. Take the subscription off and put it back on again. And I think that's what people have to do on a regular basis on the channels.
Something's going on.
I think there's something going on because we've got over 4,500 subs here on our channel, and the views are so low for that. Just all of a sudden, just in the last month or so, they've just dropped dramatically. The interaction we're all having, on the members group in here in the channel, etc. And it just seems strange that, all of us are quite happy. There's an odd person putting a sniping comment, etc. We'll always have one or two like that. It'll always happen, so that's just life. But the bulk of us are all like-minded people and getting along, and I can't
even
see
some
why
of the channels we
dropping.
watch, we're not getting notifications when they put videos.
Yeah, I've had to unsub and resub on the channels I like, and then take the notifications off and put them back on. So if people wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate if you could do that for me, please, and see if it just freshens it up at all. So, Anne's going to check her channel out as well. Thanks, Anne. So Samantha says, love Tessie, Homestead and Karen. They are both wonderful channels. I keep your videos playing during the day while I'm working, and I keep the adverts playing. Hope that helps. It's such a blessing, Samantha. Thank you so much. It does, love. Yeah. And I do the same, watching you and watching other people's. I know you're not monetized yet, but I do it for the channels that I like, because that's the best way to support each other. So Marty says, how do you feel about the growing concern that YouTube is censoring content and suppressing free speech? They've actually done that for quite a while.
They have stepped it up.
Yeah, they've stepped it up because of the political agenda. More and more censorship will come into play. And the deep state,
It's all about control.
It is control, yeah. I don't think we're going to get away around it. That's why I'm talking about that man with the new hat, and you'll hear me talking. There's other ways around it than just blatantly saying, the C19 word or the activities that took place today. We can actually talk about it without giving them a valid excuse. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we should have to do that, but we're adults and we're capable of doing that. So Anne's saying she's getting notifications, but they're sporadic. Yeah, that's what we were thinking, Anne. If you could do what I asked and just take it off and refresh it, I'd really appreciate that, please, love. That's all right. We knew what you meant, Samantha. Yeah. We're all trying to fit as much in as we can now while we've got the daylight, aren't we, love? June says, the old, have you tried switching it on and off, switching it back on and on, love?
Or banging the side.
give it a tap. Hi, Jane B. Have you got a letter from your mum, love? You're late.
Yeah. You'll have to stay behind at the end.
We do, Samantha. It's just what we're going to have to do. So we have to be clever with the code words. Yvette's laughing. That man with the new hat. Stephen says, must cost a fortune in gold to get a ring that fits.
Little zombie fingers.
Jabalatas.
Mary almost missed our live.
Oh.
Didn't you get notified?
You're here, Mary. Now, what we've asked everyone is if you could take your notifications off and put it back on again just to refresh it. And if you could do that with your subscription as well, take your subscription off and refresh it for me, love. We'd really appreciate it. I think it just needs to be refreshed. I've heard other people say it, and I'm hoping it works. Unfortunately, we're suffering from a great big massive drop in views at the moment, and I'm not sure if it's people not being notified that we've actually got any new material out, etc. So we can but try, and I'm hoping you can all work with me to do that. So Marty says it's quite amusing, really, how some people still think that we left the EU. The reality is we're still bound by many of their rules and regulations while they line the pockets. Exactly what we're saying, Marty.
That's what we were saying before.
Exactly what we're saying.
It's going to take years and years to leave the EU if we ever leave. And by that time, we'll be back in. So it's just not going to happen.
Hi, Heather. We've discussed this topic before, love. If you want to go back and look at other videos, we're married. It's an ongoing situation. Yeah. Are you with your partner? Are you still with your husband or your partner? Are you having any difficulties in your life, Heather? So Anne says, I watched Funky Prepper on his live and I was on slow motion or comments disappeared. No idea why or what I said for that to happen. I think it's just intermittent. I think it is something that YouTube are doing. I mean, he's got a very, very popular channel and he's earning a lot of money on his channel with big, big views. I mean, he's getting 15 to 20,000 views per live stream or per video. And at some point he was putting 3, 4, 5 out a day. So, that's a big, big channel with all the views that he's getting. And obviously he's earning a lot of money from YouTube. So they will play with people like that.
That's it, but YouTube will target him in the end, and any truther channels and stuff do get targeted.
Yeah, and saying, I wonder how much money is still being paid into the EU. Yeah, and billions. Yeah.
It cost us billions to leave. They wanted,
and we never left.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to take more money off us.
How much did Boris get in his back pocket for them? for his little deal that he done.
And there's Blair sneaking in the back door again now, isn't he?
Mm.
I read one of our friends, Debbie, with the animals and the prison warden husband. She's actually voted for Blair because she didn't want to vote for Starmer.
In what?
I don't know, one of the voting things. She said she was voting for Blair.
No, who's Blair? But Blair hasn't got a party, has he?
I don't know. She said he's trying to creep in the back door to get back into something. Or I didn't understand what you put.
I can't see that.
So JB says, just did the unsub, then sub and notification again. By the way, your marriage is up and down for most of us. Thank you, JB. Bridget says, I'm here, but getting ready for bed. What are you up to tomorrow, love? You got a busy day ahead? Stephen says, Funky Prepper, Richard Vobes are great channels for people new to this information, guys. Yep.
Yeah, Richard Vobes is good.
Yeah. Well, they attacked him and took his channel down, didn't they? Mm. Yeah.
Who's the other fellow that does it when he goes on his walk? What was his name? He does the walk and then he's just like dead down to earth talking.
Oh. Is it Andy or Chris?
I can't think of his name. He's a good
yeah, he's a brilliant channel. I can't think of his name. Mm-hmm.
I'm in bed, I'm old.
I think we all are, aren't we now? We're all getting old. So we're thinking of canning some of the pork roll we got, you know, with the stuffing. Yeah. And it's a bit like Spam, actually, rather than a pork roast or a butt of pork or something like that. The texture is actually quite spammy.
Like a processed meat, isn't it?
Have any of you here ever canned a Spam or that kind of processed meat as a texture like Spam before?
It looked like it's been in a roll and it's just been chopped. It's got the stuffing through the middle.
But, you know, big slices.
Mm.
Do you can, Anne? Do you do some canning? Thank you, Mary. Yeah, she usually comes looking for us anyway. That's lovely. Thank you.
And that's what we do with the channels we're following now, because we're not getting notifications. We go and look and see if they've put anything new out.
You have to go searching for them. Yeah, and I can't find anything on canning Spam, you know. I've been looking through that. Somebody gifted me this book a while ago, and I can't find anything in here on sausage, on Spam, on processed meat, on anything like that. And I've had a quick look on other YouTube YouTube searches. The Spam that they're calling Spam is actually a pork roast joint. Minced down, etc. But this seems to be a totally different texture, doesn't it? It seems to be fully processed. Ugly meat, like chicken and stuff like that. Yeah, I've not done the ugly chicken yet. Hi, Jane.
Oh, I hope it was a good book.
What were you reading, love?
You missed a great night, yeah.
I'm not sure, Mary, if she's done any Spam. I'll have to ask her. I emailed her last week.
And she's not on tonight, is she?
Yeah, no, she's normally with us here the Saturday night. She must be busy tonight. Oh, thanks, Sussy Cat. Not too bad yourself, love. Stephen, pickled eggs are pretty easy to do. They make a great item. We just don't fancy it, do we?
I can't do pickled eggs. We love eggs. We love all kinds of eggs, but just not pickled.
We used to have them. The only place we ever saw pickled eggs would be in a fish and chip shop.
Or the pub. They used to have them in the pubs on the bar.
In them big glass jars, weren't they? Yeah. But occasionally you'd see them in a chippy, wouldn't you? Yeah. That's the only place we ever saw them here.
I don't get pickled
eggs. Just doesn't appeal, does it?
But we love eggs and we love pickles.
Yeah, but not pickled eggs. Yeah. I might glass egg. If I can find a decent sized jar, I might try the glass eggs. It was a Clive Cussler. I'm not too sure what that is, love. What kind of genre is it? Yeah, but that's Mr. Wallflowers loves a spam. I don't mind a spam. He likes spam. He likes
processed.
He likes bacon grill. He doesn't really eat firm, proper pork joints. At least a little lamb if it's cut really thin. He eats a bit of bacon.
Don't mind meat if it's been.
He eats a gammon. He eats a gammon if it's a thin slice. He eats a thin slice of gammon, though. A thin bit of
not lamb.
Veal.
Veal, yeah.
He eats a thin bit of veal.
If it's minced.
If it's minced, yeah. But he doesn't like chunks of meat, but he likes his processed meat. He likes his sausage, his bacon, his spams, his corned beef hash, his corned beef, different things like that. Whereas I'll eat a lamb chop, a pork chop. I'll eat a piece of beef. I'll eat chicken, whatever. But that's just me, and he won't eat it.
Spam and batter,
Oh, we'll have to try.
Just get them in the chippy.
Yeah, but we haven't done
no.
Samantha Frugal Life. With rations, it may be necessary to water glass eggs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm going to have a go at that. 2 cartons per customer this morning in Tesco, and most of the cages were empty.
I didn't know that was back.
No, neither did I.
I only got eggs the other day from Farm Foods.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a new thing of eggs yesterday, and there was no.
I don't do supermarkets at all. Mr. Wallflowers still has to pick butter and coffee, sometimes eggs, and occasionally the odd thing I can't find in the food initiatives. But they're the only things.
It's only Farm Foods or Aldi.
Yeah, it's specific 3 things: eggs, coffee, and butter are bought in those types of shops, but the rest is food initiatives. So Anne's saying, a funny story about pickling lime for water glassing eggs. I thought I ordered 2.5 kilo bag to try it. When it came, it was 25. That's a big bag. Must have been a good price if you thought it was only 2.5, though. Fried spam sounds good.
Yeah, it is.
So Caramel says, I've seen a lot of canning videos, but never processed meat done before. I hope you find a way through, otherwise it will be a shame to waste. Can you freeze it? Yeah.
We can freeze it.
Yeah, we can freeze it, but I'm hoping to can some. And even if I have to do it in stock or something like that, for some I can throw in a casserole, or because it's such a big bulk buy. We've been eating some in sandwiches. We've had some.
We had some for breakfast.
Yeah, we had fried egg, beans, some of that.
A bit of a fryer.
Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, we've been cooking it in the oven, haven't we? It's been nice. Jane says, sorry, I got finger happy. It's a thriller, but not scary, more action type. Just wanted to finish it as I've been getting fed up with it, as it was a thick book. As long as you enjoyed it, love, that's the main thing. Steve says, bought some Walls bacon last week. The quality was horrific. It was crumbling as we pulled it out of the package. Spam is far better to fry into. Used to be a brilliant brand name, didn't it?
Bacon that you could get, wasn't it? Walls sausages.
Yeah. Maybe they should just stick to the ice cream. So Jane says, I have a favourite coffee and go without to afford it. Yeah.
That's what you've got to do. If you've got something that you like, you go without, or you skimp back on the cheap stuff.
Something else, yeah. My coffee is really affordable now compared to what it was. Say, I used to drink the Daweg bits all the time and it was a bit more pricey, and I just refused to pay the price that they're asking for it. So Mr. Wallflowers picks me up a really large jar. How much is it?
Well, it's gone up to £2 now. It was £1.60.
It was £1.60 for quite a while, and it's £2 now. But how much is in it? It's twice the size of what the Daweg bits were, and obviously much lower than half the price. So, and I'm enjoying the taste of it. I'm quite happy with it. Marty says, do you think canned food such as meat can ever compare to the taste of freshly cooked food? I've never tried canned meat.
It doesn't lose any taste.
I'm not really in a position to say.
If you open a tin,
he doesn't mean tinned, he means jar canned.
Yeah, I don't think it loses taste when you've canned it.
Well, we don't know really because I've not been able to do.
I mean, the potatoes, the carrots.
Yeah, but that's not meat. He's asking about meat. We don't know yet. We're not in a position because I'm really so new to canning. I've water bathed for about 3 years now, but the actual pressure canning process is something that I'm quite new to, and I'm just teaching myself as I go along. So I can't really say that, but if you're talking about tinned
I can't see it losing flavour because it's getting cooked in when you pressure canning it as well.
Yeah, so and it's vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that it's cooked, isn't it? That's the only difference.
Natalie says, for whatever reason, he said, do not can processed or cured meat. I've seen the cured meat canned.
I have no problem with rebel canning. Tessie somewhat does a little rebel canning, but I've gone even further in the past rebel canning. And I've tried water bathing butter. I've tried water bathing cheese. I've tried water bathing chicken. And I have no issue with rebel canning because I'm not feeding it to the public. I'm not feeding it to anyone else. And now I've got the pressure canner, and I feel a bit more safe about it. I will be doing some more rebel canning, and I will be trying the butter, the cheeses again, the milks again, lots of different things. So yeah, I find rebel canning quite exciting. I can understand the risks involved, but I find it quite appealing for me to have a go. I like the thought of it.
Smell, taste, look. That's all you do when you're opening. And I thought the butter was all right.
I said, I opened a jar of butter off the shelf and said to Mr. Wallflowers, can you taste that first and see if it tastes okay? So I gave him a little edge of a teaspoon, you know, of some butter to taste. And he's leaning over the sink as we're plodding on with another little mission, what we're doing in the kitchen. And he went, oh, yeah, it's nice and creamy, that. It's nice. So I thought, I'll just have a little taste myself. Say, oh, I vomited in the sink. I balked all over the kitchen. I was in a right state. It was completely off. It hadn't worked. It had been water bathed. I was in a right state. He stood there like he is now, absolutely giggling at me, chuckling away.
I tried it again and then I thought, oh, yeah, maybe it is a bit off. Well, it didn't taste off when it first.
Stomach, absolute cast down stomach.
It tasted all right.
I don't think I even took it all into my mouth. I think I licked it. What state was I in?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be canning it next time. Anne's done ugly chicken and beef. Sounds lovely. So Natalie says glass eggs mimic the natural bloom. Lovely. Chicken tastes wonderful. A hamburger changes texture but not flavour. Very good, Natalie. Natalie, have you done anything like a spam or a processed meat besides hamburger?
I mean, hamburgers processed.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Well, it depends. You could just do it.
From fresh,
I suppose mincemeat's processed, isn't it? Caramel says, make sure you have activated charcoal on standby. Fishy loves milkshake. I like your bra.
Oh, thanks, Fishy.
Stephen, keep him out of the kitchen. Well, I try to. Sometimes he does great, and other times he doesn't. Natalie, I have ate my tomatoes after 10 years, but I do try to rotate my meat within 3 years.
Well, we've been eating veg and potatoes 3 years.
Yeah.
And
they were water bathed, yeah.
And they still taste good.
Yeah. And they were potatoes, carrots, etc. that are supposed to be pressure canned. Within 3 years. I'm not sure why. I just go with my gut love. Smell, look, taste. That's what we do. I'm sorry, what's glass eggs? So Yvette, you take a big jar, and within the water, I don't know if fully because I haven't done it, but you add lime powder to the water, and you store your eggs, vacuum seal the jar, and you can keep your eggs fresh with lime water in the pantry. And should you have no eggs at all and you need to use the eggs, you've actually got them preserved and fresh in the pantry. Hope that helps. If anyone can help with a bit more detail, I'd say I haven't done them yet. But yeah, it's something I will be looking at. Yeah.
There's no eggs.
So Natalie says, I've done ham and it turned out great, but not spam. Yeah. See, this is ham. It's ham roll. It's supposed to be belly pork. But it seems to have a spam texture to it rather than a coarser ham, if you know what I mean. So Anne says, with mincemeats, you cook it before canning it. It doesn't taste great, to be honest, but raw packed beef was delicious. We learn as we go. Yeah. I don't fancy canning cooked mincemeat. I wouldn't like it to be cooked in the canner and then needed to be heaten again, so it'd be cooked a third time. I really just don't fancy that. It doesn't appeal to me. So Marty says, how many cups of coffee do you consume each day? And is it filtered coffee prepared by pouring hot water over ground beans and served in a mug? I do have some ground coffee. The one I have is Costa, which was gifted to me, and I have a whole box of all the packets. And unfortunately, I don't like the taste of it. Mr. Wallflowers bought me a coffee percolator to be able to make it in. So I haven't got round to it yet. So I need to have an experiment with it to see how much salt to add to the coffee bean to make it sweeter or to address that taste, because it's too strong for me. So at the moment, it's just normal jars of coffee from a supermarket, Marty, that I'm drinking. And I'm a big coffee drinker. So I'd say 8 to 10 a day, which is absolutely horrific, but I'm a coffee addict and I hold my hands up. And it's really not good for me. I do use purified water. It does get boiled in the kettle. Still produces lime scale in the kettle, And yeah, it's not healthy at all, but I don't drink alcohol. Coffee's my kick. Yeah. Bridget's back. Okay, lovely. Stephen says, eggs have natural coating called bloom. This is a natural secretion left on the egg as the chicken lays. I have chickens as pets for 14 years. Wow. So Bridget says, talking of coffee, we're now in bed and Barney's waiting for his coffee.
We've always wanted to have chickens, but we just couldn't do it with...
We haven't got the space to do both. I wouldn't have them henned up, in a coop and not be allowed out. And I just haven't got the space to allow them freedom and to have the allotments.
Eat all the veg.
We haven't got it's a large garden in comparison to the gardens we've had previously, but it's not massive. And Jane's asking if they're noisy.
I don't think they're noisy either.
So Samantha's saying, they say you must not wash the eggs before water glassing them. Yeah, it washes the bloom off the thing, doesn't it? I want chickens, but not allowed according to my deeds. Yeah, if you wash the egg, it washes the bloom off. So you need to just... Obviously, if they're really dirty, if they've got chicken poop or anything like that on them, you have to, give them a brush and a dry wipe, really, more than anything.
We're allowed to have a pig in our deed.
Yeah, our deed, Samantha, includes we're allowed to keep one pig.
Yeah.
If I'd have said that, there'd have been murder. So Anne says, freezes eggs. Scramble an egg in a cup, pour into a silicone muffin cases and freeze. Lasts 6 to 12 months in the freezer.
Been getting scrambled eggs, haven't we?
Well, we've been getting scrambled eggs free from the initiatives, haven't we? I've got a few of them. I'm going to look at defrosting one and dehydrating it when I have space in the dehydrator, because I keep finding new things to dehydrate and it's giving me space elsewhere, but I'm building up more and more jars now with dehydrated things in. So Mary says, there are a lot of substitute for eggs. I cook with that and save the real eggs for frying. Yeah, I've used
flaxseed.
I've used flax seeds as egg replacements before. We've used mayonnaise as egg replacements before. There are several things you can use as egg replacements, but it's never as good as using an egg. And we've never gone without eggs yet, have we? We've always had availability. I've dehydrated real eggs, so I've got them.
We powdered.
Yeah, dehydrated and powdered them. So I've got a couple of jars of dehydrated and powdered eggs put by, and they're vacuum sealed. I'll say I've got mayonnaise in reserve. I've got flax seeds in reserve, and we've got the eggs we're using now.
And we've got some Easter eggs.
So Natalie says, don't beat yourself up. That argument goes back and forth between the health benefits of the paraphenols in coffee. Yeah, now I enjoy my coffee. I'm quite happy about it. Stephen says, Jane, no, not really, but if you have a rooster, you will be sectioned as a public nuisance law. It's on about the noise levels.
Yes. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So Jane said, I'm okay for hens on my deeds, but I have a feeling neighbours may complain, although they have a dog. Manny says, I drink the coffee and let the whatever sort itself out. Anne owns chickens and ducks.
Duck eggs. They're the best.
Yeah. but they don't lay in winter. Yeah, so you have to preserve the extras and make sure that they take you through the winter. So caramel is plant-based. You can use, being plant-based, you can use many things and still have a moist cake. Applesauce, dairy-free yogurt, aquafaba, I don't know what that is, an oil. Yeah, it's science, isn't it? You know, it's all back to this, oh, don't science me. But science is such a wonderful thing.
Plants
and
are there
once
for
we
a
learn
reason.
that other ingredients can create and do the same thing, it's wonderful, yeah. That's fabulous listing there. So applesauce can be an egg replacement too in bacon. Brilliant, Caramel, thank you. So Jane says they would be pets but could lay eggs if they felt like it. Just as a bonus. I pick eggs too. Even we have extras. Brilliant. Aquafaba is the juice from canned chickpeas. Am I saying it right? Aquafaba. Oh. Well, when I use the broad beans, and sometimes when we don't, we just make it with the chickpeas. I make Mr. Wallflower's some hummus if I can't get it at the food initiatives or local cheap enough. I'll just whiz them up some hummus. And yeah, half the time I'm not using that juice, so that's a good idea. I never knew that. So it's called aquafaba, and we can use that as an egg replacement. There's a couple of things I'm learning here. Applesauce and the aquafaba chickpea juice. If you ever use tin chickpea, yeah. No, that's brilliant. Brilliant, yeah. And I wonder if you can that juice because it's already come in a can. So if I had excess of it, sometimes if I'm making some hummus, I'll do a few pots and I'll leave a couple in the fridge for him to take as his lunches because he loves his hummus. And I'll do a couple of, the spare tubs in the freezer and he can just take them out the night before and defrost them and that. So if I used a couple of tins and that, I could actually jar some of that and can it, couldn't I? Because you're only recanning from a can, aren't you? So that's fine. Or water bath.
You can even use the water for whipped cream.
What you saying? You can even use the chickpea water for whipped cream, I'm told. Very nice. Now, does that actually mean, Rhonda, I'd have to add something to it? Or just by excessively whipping that water, it would turn into whipped cream? Sorry if I'm acting stupid because I really don't know. But can you turn that water into whipped cream by excessively whipping it?
Let's have a go then.
Well, yeah, because I've recanned many things, Samantha. I'll buy the big, large tins of catering beans, catering olives, fruit cocktail, a whole range of different things. I'll buy the catering tins when they're available, and I'll portion them down into jars and water bath them or can them or whatever. And then they're on the pantry shelf then in portion size for me to use. I've no issue with recanning from a can. Yeah, so
we can get a tin of catering Heinz beans and get 10 jars out of it.
Yeah, sometimes I can get it for £2, sometimes for £3. But from one catering tin of Heinz beans, I'll get 9 to 10 Patak's jars, or
like a
quart jar, over a pint jar of beans from a catering can, so it saves an absolute fortune. And I like to do it that way, don't I? I'm curious about the whipped cream too.
A bit of sugar in the water.
A bit of sugar in the water and then whip it. Hey, that's interesting, isn't it? Now, if you went even further with that, could you get butter from it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And?
It depends on the fat content, though, doesn't it?
How much fat is in
I
Aquafaba.
can't see them being much fat.
No, it's a vegetable, isn't it? Or what do you call it? You don't call it a vegetable. A pulse. That's right, Samantha. I only keep the juice if I plan to bake the same week. Yeah. But it can easily be canned. It can be canned in the oven. You know, if you're using the oven for something else and you just want to do one jar, you can can in the heat of the oven. We'll all be buying chickpeas if it works. Yeah. So Samantha's saying definitely Tessie does, and she has not had any problems.
You should be buying chickpeas anyway. They're lovely.
Chickpeas are lovely. And just an added bonus in a stew or anything else as well, aren't they? So Philip says, that's amazing about the Heinz beans. It was £3.50 for just 4 at the supermarket. It's extortionate. It's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, 350s go for 4 because they're over a pound. They're 150 a tin. Or 120 a tin.
What I used to do when I bought from the supermarket, I'd buy the shop makes own. And we've always used butter, but it's probably still as expensive to do what I'm saying. So I put like half a teaspoon of butter in with the beans and then a squirt of brown sauce. And basically the sauce that's in it thickens up and tastes better because you've added the brown sauce, you've added the butter to it, and they're basically equivalent to Heinz beans. So
and cook it on low, don't like
cook it on low for longer. Yeah, simmer it. So Rhonda says, from what I understand, you can start whipping the water and add some sugar as it reaches the whip you desire. Brilliant. Philip's asking me where I get the catering tins from. Occasionally I can pick them up from different food initiatives that I go to.
Whereabouts are you, Phil?
Where are you based, Philip?
I mean, you can probably get them in like some like Costco or something like that. A big like, what are they?
Traders places.
Yeah, like wholesale places. But you probably pay a bit more than the £3 that we're paying. £2 or £3.
It depends how new the dates are on them, whether I pay £2 or £3. But I tend to pick them up at the food initiatives when they're available.
Just have a look at food pantries around your area and community grocery store. Just have a look at.
Hi, Mary Beth. Chickpeas are really good, yeah. Oh, Rhonda says chickpeas are wonderful toasted in your favourite seasoning and a bit of olive oil. We've never done that, have we?
Not toasted.
That's interesting. Anne says, I love Branston baked beans.
Yeah, Branston, right.
Yeah, Philip, I'd look for the initiatives in your area and see if you can benefit from them. Anyone can go, anyone on any income, you know, from benefits to 100,000 a year and more. Everyone is welcome.
You're doing them a favour because you're saving that food from landfill.
And you're paying the money for it to contribute to the running of the business. Yeah. It's not a food, they're not food banks, they're not handouts, you're actually paying for it. And
it benefits you.
Yeah, and it benefits the supermarkets are getting paid for passing it on to the food initiatives. The food initiatives are getting paid by you. It's creating jobs. It's keeping everything going.
You're getting good food for.
Yeah, it's not charity. It's not charity, you know. And why should you be paying supermarket prices when you can get? I get fresh vegetables every week. I get really good food off and on. Do you know what I mean? I'm really happy with the way I do it. 3 years I've lived this way.
And you don't need a pressure canner to store your food. You can water bath it.
Yeah.
And you can just do that in your pan. Or even in your oven. Not water bathing, but you can seal your jars in the oven, can't you?
So when did you last do it?
I've done
it.
When? Before we got the canner.
In the water bath?
Yeah.
We have a water bather as well as a canner. And we've had that for 3 years. So, and I say we water bathed everything, because when we first got it, we believed it was a canner, didn't we? We didn't know it was a water bather.
I didn't know the difference between them.
Hi, Mary Beth. Yeah, we didn't know the difference at all, did we?
It was just cannon. But most of that stuff on the shelf that was water bath is still
good.
It's still clear. All the
We've
potatoes are still clear. The carrots are still clear.
As a learning curve, we've had a few errors, but you know.
But that's only because the seals have failed on the jars.
On the jars that we were using.
But anything that pops when we open it, that's it. We smell it, look at it, taste it.
Well, we don't hide anything from the channel. We own up to all our mistakes, all our errors. And they're all learning curves, you know. And a bit of honesty goes a long, long way, doesn't it? It helps us in the long run as well, because we've got a running history of what works and what doesn't work. My glasses will not see them.
I might be getting a steam bath canner for the birthday.
Oh, lovely.
Mary Beth, I've been picking dandelions. Made dandelion tea and dandelion jelly.
Lovely, lovely. I keep picking every day and adding an extra jar or two to my collection. Yeah. The green beans you canned look superb. Again, these were £1.40 for a small tin. Do you use them in soups? Yeah, that's the plan, to use them.
Well, even we'll on use a roast.
A soup, a casserole, a roast dinner. But even if it's just sausage and mash, pie and mash, you know, we can have them as a side. And they'll be so flavoursome because they're done in the stock, you know. So then
pour that in a pan, bit of gravy or bit of thinner.
Thicken the stock up as a gravy. None of it will be wasted. Everything will be used, and they're so versatile. You know, whatever we'd like green beans on, they can be used for. Yeah.
And we love green beans.
And I got the whole flask, the whole tray of it for 50p. And I used sachets of stock that I'd actually gotten for free. So it cost me the gas to can it, and the 50p of the tray for the green beans. Good on you, Mary Beth. Yeah, she's making jelly, honey, and dandelion tea. So Anne said, I bought lemons yesterday to try making the dandelion honey. Good on you, love.
You can't beat that dandelion honey.
It's beautiful.
And it's so easy to do.
Yeah. I made the white one today, and I've done 3 large jars of the clear honey. I used the white sugar today. So Samantha says, we can all learn from each other's mistakes. It really helps. It does, Samantha, you know. Sometimes it's quite annoying when we see these channels and everything's perfect and they never do anything wrong, you know, and I'll come to try it, you know, and I fluff it all up, you know, and it's off on the floor and off whatever, you know, but I'd rather keep it real. Yeah.
Hello, disabled and properly.
Hi, beautiful. You okay, love? What's that? 2 HM shortbread. What does that mean, Jane? I was gifted a membership from someone, so thank you. I don't know your first name, disabled and prepping. It was from a gentleman called Gaz Gazia, and quite a lot of people were gifted the membership. Wonderful gift he gave to everybody, and I'm so glad you managed to get one. Yeah, we're going to do a quiz on the membership page tomorrow night, and you're more than welcome, love. Just join us.
Yeah, I don't think he's on tonight.
No, I haven't seen his name pop up tonight.
He does do a lot of DJing and gigging, doesn't he?
I'm going down the lot.
pick some more dandelions. So once you do it once, you can't stop.
You get hooked to it because it's lovely stuff.
And then you walk past the field and you think, oh, that honey on that field.
Yeah, he's not on tonight, Caramel. Yeah.
Oh, homemade shortbread.
Oh, right. Oh, that sounds delicious. Oh, sounds lovely. With dandelions in it as well. Heidi. Hi, Heidi. I've been also making candles from other leftover candles. Brilliant, Mary Beth. Waste not, want not. What's the motto, guys? Let's all say it in union. Waste not, want not. Reuse everything to the last nth. Yeah. Whilst I was potting up the tomatoes today, I emptied out all the end of the soil that was in the milk bottles from the strawberry garden from last year. I had to pull out all the tough weeds that were in it, but I salvaged, even if it was just a tablespoon, I don't care. I'm salvaging every last bit of everything, and waste not, want not is the motto. We've got to save as much as we can. Yeah. So making those candles from your leftovers is absolutely wonderful, and every bit of it will come in handy. He is very generous, and Gazza was Gazgazir was absolutely wonderful. I think it was about 30 memberships.
40,
I know, but I think about 27 of them have been took up. We've got 37 subs now, and we had 10, 11. So that's how many has been took up. I think some never got taken, and you can't just go to the join button and take them.
I think once the live goes,
you've lost the opportunity. Yeah. How do you pickle dandelions? I dehydrate for tea. I'm not sure how you pickle them, love. Probably just as you would anything else. If you're pickling them, I don't know what the taste would be. But I'd use your pickling vinegar, any of the ingredients, the black peppers, and whether you put cloves in or whatever you put in, I don't know, love.
But you were saying about
the same way you pickle anything else,
putting
really.
them in the freezer and keeping a bag.
But I didn't know how that would work. Yeah, Jane's still doing it. She's saving the candle ends to make new ones. Don't blame you, love. It's the best way to do. Waste not, want not. Hi, Shelley.
Hi,
Sorry
Shelley.
I missed you. I will catch up tomorrow. I don't have sound on. I've made your dandelion honey this week. Thumbs up if you see this. I have no sound right now. Well done, Shelley.
There's been a few making the dandelion.
Yeah, it's brilliant. One lady had made it within an hour and a half, I think it was, of us actually uploading the video. She'd flew straight out, collected all the dandelions, come back, and within an hour and a half, she'd actually commented on the thing. I've run straight out and made it.
Put pictures on it.
Yeah, she was absolutely. But I couldn't find her Facebook page. I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. Rhonda says, have you ever battered and fried the dandelion flowers? I haven't.
We have had them. We put them in cakes, biscuits, wasn't it?
Biscuits, yeah. I believe you can tempura them and do things like that, and that would absolutely be wonderful. And you can do that with daylilies. You can do that with a lot of stuff. Yeah. So Philip says, before the cost of living crisis, I didn't realise how wasteful our family was. We are so careful now. Completely true. We're exactly the same. Yeah. Samantha says,
you've got to be now.
You've got to be, because we can't waste a thing, can we? We're looking at paper, we're looking at plastics, we're looking at glass, we're looking...
And it gives you the buzz
It's not
when you
just
can
food, it's not just
what...
cleaning products and cleaning agents, it's absolutely minute details we're looking at now, isn't it?
You just buzz off it that you you're saving.
We will sew holes in socks rather than just throw them away to get a new pair next week. You know, we will mend now, repair and mend.
But even having this, making a big thing of soup or stew and having it for 3 nights running, but having it a different way, not
with
just the
chips
soup,
or with something else.
put it in a pie, just experimenting.
Samantha says, well, this little lady needs a beauty sleep. You're a bad influence keeping me up this late. Massive thank you for tonight, guys. You're awesome. Catch up with you later. Lots of love.
It's Sunday tomorrow.
Good night, Samantha.
You're allowed
Take
to stay
care,
up late
love.
tonight.
Speak to you soon. Arrange our get together and we'll do it. Oh, everyone's saying good night to Samantha.
We have to even meet her.
Heidi's saying, I went out to the shop yesterday and found some dandelions and thought of your honey. I need to find out what I need for it and then go and get the dandelions. An orange, a lemon and a bag of sugar.
We could meet her at Rivington and go up Rivington.
Up Rivington Pike and have a look around for the day.
Again.
It'd be nice to get a cup of coffee somewhere, though. I could always take me flask.
Yeah.
So Mary Beth says, also you can make the salve. Yeah, I haven't got round to doing anything like that, but I will. Thanks, everyone. Night. Oh.
I know, the night flew over.
Didn't realise it's nearly 2 hours already. Yeah.
It just flies over time.
So what else have you guys been up to? Planning our son's birthday, mainly. Gardening. I've been constantly working on still pickling the onions. Because of course I had 20 kilo of minute.
You don't realise how much 20 kilo of little onions are. It's
an awful lot. So I've given about 6 jars away to family and friends so far. I've got about 10 jars in the kitchen now already done. And I've got one last pan, my camping pan, full of onions.
We've had onions with every meal we've had.
Yeah, we've had onions of every meal out of it. Obviously, I've just been trying to fit in a bit of time here, a bit of time there. Because it's hard work on your eyes and hard work on your hands, standing there, doing these little onions. The brown skin off. So, yeah, I've been...
So we've dehydrated them,
I've been doing a shift on carrying on peeling and chopping the onions. I've been doing a shift on constantly carrying on chipping away, making the dandelion honey, because of course I want 12 months supply put away. And I've not gone out and done a picking anywhere else. All the dandelions I've used are literally from my own lands. So I've been pacing myself and just doing 1 jar, 2 jars and adding to it. Mr. Wallflowers has been making the cardboard bricks. We're going ahead, we're getting the wood stove burner put in, and it gets put in
a week Tuesday
we get the wood stove burner put in. So we've been making brick logs out of cardboard. We've been keeping all our cardboards and newspapers, soaking it in a bucket to make paper mache out of it. Then we bought a brick squeezer. We're going to do a video on it shortly. But these are the bricks he's been making.
It's just like a compactor of paper and cardboard. But you've got to soak them for 48 hours in a bucket and then compact it. And then leave it to dry, and that'll burn for 2 hours, so they say. So
we're building a supply of them. We've been foraging for twigs and branches and building up kindling and chunks of wood. We've been weeding and trying to tidy different patches of the garden. we don't seem to have stopped at the minute, do we? It just seems to be non-stop. And I keep thinking, what's next on the
like
list?
we have to.
Yeah, I know, but in between, I've still got to clean house, cook meals for the day, do the shopping, run around, do the activities we normally do during the week. And these are just the extras on top, aren't they? Constantly changing what's in the dehydrator. Yeah. Not stopping. How about you, love? How are you feeling these days? Are you getting a chance to sit down in between?
Carmel says, can you use any sugar? She's only got demerara and coconut.
I should imagine demerara would be. Brown sugar, I use brown sugar anyway, so demerara is only brown sugar, so that'd be fine. It's just your honey won't be clear honey then, it'll be the dark honey, like a treacly colour. So watch how long you're boiling it for, depending on how thick you'd like it or not. So when I did my video, I used half and half. I used half caster sugar and half brown sugar. And basically I still had a really dark treacly honey from it. But if you boil it less, you might get it a bit runnier. But Mr. Wallflowers loves it. He just thinks it's like syrup on toast. Syrup. He absolutely loves it, don't you?
Phil says, do you have any ideas on frugal holidays? We looked at getting an old caravan, but they're still expensive.
Can you bear camping? Do you have a family member who'd be prepared to do a house swap and swap each other for a week or something like that?
And a good thing is, what was that, late rooms or booking.com. If you leave it as late as you can.
Groupon, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, we've had hotels in the past where we paid £17 for the two of us and the two kids with breakfast included for the night.
On the cancellations.
And we've just gone. It hasn't been in a glamorous location. It was only like Stoke or.
But it's got us away and we've had a break and it's given us access to other places to go and visit.
Like a pool and a spa, so we've enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And it's been like 17 quid for the four of us just to be away.
I know, well, we haven't had access to the spa because you would have had to pay money for that, but we have been able to use the swimming pool inclusive in that price. And we've been able to have the buffet breakfasts. We've been able to use the sauna.
I mean, a couple of times we used that when we went to Alton Towers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We stayed over and paid like £17.
So there's booking.com, there's late rooms. You'll find these on the internet, and then there's a Groupon app, and they'll tell you different things.
They give you like vouchers
or a discount code or different things like that. For our anniversary last year, Mr. Wallflowers booked both of us a massage, and it was really discounted. It should have been about £50 each.
It was a sports massage.
A deep
massage. Couldn't walk for a week after it.
You know, how much did we get it for though?
17, was it?
It was about £17 each.
It should have been 50, I think.
It should have been £50 odd each, but we got it for £17 each, and that was a treat for us both. Other times we've had a normal massage, oil massage, and a luncheon included, and that was only about £20, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big fancy hotel place we went to. It was like
health spa.
Yeah, it was beautiful. There's so many different things. Just find what suits you. Find if there's hotels, if there's short stays, and just look for the best discounted price and hold on till it's something that's affordable and keep looking.
But other than that, a camping holiday, if you've got a tent, or I mean, you can get on a campsite for £10 a night, or and the kids love it.
Yeah, it's just whether him and his wife are okay with camping, because we're at that age now where camping's not necessarily as comfortable for us now.
No, but that's still do. Get a blow-up mattress.
Yeah, just work out what you need for your comfortability and sort that out. But camping holiday.
And Charlie would love it.
Yeah, Charlie would absolutely love it. Yeah, take your little camping stove and a bit of bacon and sausage or whatever you'd like for your breakfast the next day.
You can't be
And
going camping
map
when
out
you've got
where
kids.
you want to go. If you want to go some old ruins, or you're taking them to a fun park, or wherever you want to go, you know, where the animal parks are, whatever. Yeah, you can't beat camping. But those discount sites are really good. And as I say, we've had some really good opportunities out of them, haven't we? Some nice little breaks away. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda thinks our garden's looking fab. Lovely.
Wish we did. We look at it and go, oh,
so much
state
work
of
left
it.
to do. How do you get in that square shape? What square shape? Oh, this.
Not me. Oh, because I'm going to the gym every day.
Do you want to? You can actually buy them on Amazon. I think it was Mary Beth who asked. Yeah, Mary Beth. So it's called a brick maker. So basically, we tear the cardboard and paper up into a bucket with water, bring it to a paper.
Oh, sorry.
Bring it to a paper mache, and then this contraption is on Amazon. So it's called a. We're not affiliated. We're not getting paid for this or anything. This is just what we bought of our own free will. And this is called a brick maker. And this piece goes inside.
So you stuff all your cardboard. You stuff all your wet cardboard and paper in there.
Yeah.
Then you put that on the top to like squash it. So that's up there.
Yeah, and then you squash the arms.
And then you put the arms over it.
I'm trying to hold it up so it's visible. You squash the arms, you interlock them.
And you push down.
I can't do it. Mr. Wallflowers has to use his energy.
When it's packed and you're pushing down,
the water seeps out everywhere.
It does hurt your hands as you're pushing down, and it takes a lot.
It's hard work, but when the result is 2 hours heat, free of charge, because you've done the donkey work, you've reused everything.
Took about a week to dry.
You've reused all the paper, the cardboard, nothing's gone to waste, and you're going to get heating for 2 hours. The most frugal source of heat that we can think of, other than foraging, twigs and branches and stuff that we can get. We're looking to buy a rechargeable saw that we can take out, and when we find big chunks of wood, so we can saw them up to make them more comfortable to bring home. But we're still looking at that.
Hi, Mother Wolf.
I'm going to Shan. Let's see. I'm going to try this week. I didn't realise how many health benefits dandelions have. But you'll enjoy it. You really will, Caramel.
And you can use all of the plants.
Sorry I'm late. Just got in from work. Oh, you're all right, Shan? Hope you're feeling good, love. So Philip says, some good ideas. I'm happy to stay anywhere. It's all about the people you go with and the experience.
And it's better on a campsite because everybody's out.
Completely true.
In a hotel, everyone's in the rooms. So if you're on a campsite, everybody's out of the tent and they're all sitting
playing rounders or playing.
It's a great community
stuff. Yeah, but I mean, if you can get a discount for your hotel and it gives you access for the activities that you want to do in that area.
Charlie would love to camp, but he's a bit old for it.
See, that's it. But if you can just keep looking on the free sites and on the marketplaces. And see if you can get an airbed, and even if they say it needs repairing, if you've got some gorilla tape or you've got something that can fix an airbed, you know,
I mean, you can get
that's
airbeds,
what you need.
Double airbed, £25.
I know, but keep looking on the sites to see if you can get it even cheaper.
And people give them away or second hand.
Yeah. So Mary Beth says, I went to my local thrift store and scored on leggings brand new. Oh, I was so blessed. Well done, Mary Beth. Good on you. New to you, yeah. Oh, they were brand new anyway, so they hadn't been worn by anyone. Fabulous. So Caramel says, travelling is so much cheaper during term time.
That's another rip-off, isn't it?
Completely. I home educate my son. It's one of the benefits.
Very
You can
good.
travel anytime. Well done, Caramel. I think everybody should be homeschooling now. Personal choices, of course, but
And the only thing it takes away from like the mates mingling at school, but
I know. But once
you
you
can still
link
have
up
your
with other
mates after.
homeschoolers and you're building your own community,
the education's more quality.
What you don't have, you don't miss, Bri. You know, just becomes whatever. Mary Beth, yes, love the mirror in the garden idea. Thanks, Mary Beth. So Hardy says, do you say you were going to do a video on? Yeah, we are pretty soon. We're going to do a video on the brick making and making the mache. When the wood burner gets installed and the work is done, we'll make a video on that. And then we'll actually show how we're going to use it and how it burns and the whole process. Yeah, we'll do a walkthrough of it all. Because of course it's new to us, and the more we can learn and the most frugal way we can do it, the better, you know. It's how we're going to have to do it, you know. It's the only way we could do it.
We thought we were going to have it put in before Christmas, but we just couldn't afford it because
I know, yeah.
And then we were looking at next winter, but an opportunity came up where we could go for it now. So we're going to go for it now. And
well, we wouldn't, you know, how are we going to afford to get through next winter if we didn't do it now? We have to do it now. There's no choice, you know. So Sean says, I'm shattered. I've been there since 11 a.m. this morning. Glad I caught you live, though. So my love, thank you. Mary Beth says,
I've been up since 4:30 this morning.
4:30.
I didn't even have a sleep this afternoon.
Straight in the garden, planting house. And cooking in the kitchen. Mary Beth, that's cool. I found her on Amazon. That is cool. It is. How much did you pay for that?
That was 25. Some are 17, but when I read the reviews, they said it was a bit flimsy and the metal was bending as they were pushing down, because you've really got to push down on it, and that's quite solid, the metal on that. And that was 25.
So be careful of the quality, Mary Beth, if you're looking to buy one yourself. Look at the
reviews on it. The cheaper ones, everyone was saying that the handles were bending as you press them down, and you could only use it once and it was thrown away.
Rhonda said playing the bomb alarm around the campfire priceless. That'd be fabulous, wouldn't it? So, excuse me. Caramel says the home educating community in London is huge.
It's the future.
There are meet-up events and cheap trips arranged every week. I would recommend it to anyone.
Very good.
It's actually building around here as well. And I have a few
you still
friends.
Want them to interact with like friends and stuff. That's the only thing that takes away from it. But if you've
I have a few friends now that have been doing it since just after the lockdowns, and they decided the children were never going back to school, you know, and they were going to be better off homeschooling, and they were better positioned to do it. The links and the communities that are being built between each other and other homeschool families, and the days out, the educational days out. So many different things, and I just love seeing the progress of our two children and the activities they take part in and the awards they win in different things. One friend has a son and daughter, and the older son is autistic, and he still has to refer back to the school, and it's like an examination board thing where he still has to get his results, and he's been getting certificate after certificate. He's been flying through everything that he needs to do. Now, when he was actually in mainstream education, he wasn't achieving like he's achieving through the homeschool situation, you know, and the daughter is just absolutely thriving. She's been going to animal sanctuaries and doing part-time volunteer things.
Mainstream media is just who's got the best memory.
mainstream education.
Education.
What are some
You've
of
got
the
a good
most
memory.
common misconceptions about living a frugal lifestyle to you?
That you do without, and you're
That
unhappy that you do without because you don't.
that only poor people are frugal. We've been frugal and we're not, we are poor. But there are people who are not poor that live a frugal life, and it doesn't mean the wealthy. It just means you're taking away from something else to enable to have. So
to get something.
We'll be frugal and penny pinch and scrimp and scrape on certain things, but it'll enable us to, no matter how minimum you see it, be able to lay out £70 to get our fridge replaced. Lay out with the bonus of another thing that we were having to
come through at
the time. We're able to get the fire in, but it doesn't mean that we can stop being frugal because we've able to get that one thing or that one thing. It just means we're freeing up that
the more money
cash
you can save
to do other things,
so
we're never going without anything. We've never gone without a meal. We've never gone without anything. The only thing we did go without was in the thick of winter when we couldn't afford to put the heating on. We went without heat because of this crisis. There was times where we couldn't put. We
didn't go without heat because we had hot water bottles.
Yeah, we had hot water. We did it. We did it in other ways, but to us, we suffered slightly because we, in the past, had been able to put the heating on whenever we wanted to because we'd had that within our budget. But because those prices went crazy, the only time we've ever gone without anything really was the heating during that time. So this will make sure that we never have to go through that again next winter or whatever. Hope that answers your question there, Heidi. I think it was Heidi who asked.
Marty.
Oh, it was Marty who asked. I hope that answers your question, love. So Sean says, I'm going to get my tomatoes and cucumbers transplanted next week.
Done that today.
They really need to be put in their final homes. It's like Day of the Triffids in my bedroom with all the seedlings. We put 3 tomato plants out today, Sean, and you should see the size of them.
We can see out the window now.
We can see out the window.
Just
and they were so tall, unbelievable. So I put a Delight, which is like a salad tomato, and 2 yellow cherries, upright ones, out today. But the size of them, I mean, they must be 3-4 foot already, absolutely humongous. And I put a cucumber in each one. And in the third one, I just put a basil plant in. But someone was recommending that I put some onions or garlic in to keep different flies off. So I'm going to put them in as extras tomorrow. But yeah, haven't got all my tomatoes out yet, but we've made a start, haven't we?
Still loads to go. We'll get there.
So Caramel says, my son is 11 and autistic, and they really failed him in school as well. Now he's doing amazing and has developed so much skills and confidence. Well done, Caramel. And that's all down to you and homeschooling. That's absolutely fabulous. There are children.
Phil said that as well, one of his friends.
Our friends home ed their son and he's doing great. He was really unhappy at school. He's learned so much. He has ADHD and school didn't understand him.
Schools aren't bothered about
Yeah. Fabulous.
If you don't hit your targets, they're not bothered.
It's those children that'll have a life ahead with them with the skills that we teach them.
They learn more from
proper
life,
living skills,
life skills rather than...
Well, we did, we didn't get taught life skills. We had to teach ourselves afterwards, didn't we? Doing a great job, guys. Well done. So Anne says, I don't have credit card or hire purchase. We either buy outright or get in the ads cheap or free. We never have been monetarial rich, but we are rich in love and kindness. Exactly.
We've never had money.
Yeah. But we're observant, and we're choosy where we do spend the money, but we make sure that everything's there. We have got the thick blankets, we have got the duvets, we have got the furniture we need, we have got the little bits of whatever we need, you know, and our priorities are, have we got the everyday living things we need? I don't care about having jewelry. I don't care about having the latest this, that, and the other. You know, I don't mind buying blouses and a nice bit of clothing from a sale or a table or whatever. You know, we're very choosy. And the most expensive thing in any of my belongings is the glasses, which I had no choice to do because I needed quality glasses. But it's the most expensive thing I've got, you know. And I've had to buy them new because obviously the opticians charge a lot. But everything else, second-hand Danny, I'll buy it pre-loved, pre-used, whatever, you know, because it's quality to me and it's new to me. So I'm happy. I think everything I'm looking at in this room is is previously owned by someone else. But to me, you know, it's mine. And I love everything I've got. And I'm very choosy of what I bring into the room. So I think the only thing that was bought new in this room, near enough, is the curtains. And I bought them because I wanted them lined. I needed them to be thermal for the winter because I knew about the cold weather and what we were going through. So I bought those just before we had the winter spell. And made sure that I had 2 pairs of thermal curtains on that window to make sure that the heat was trapped in and the cold wasn't blowing through the window. So I bought them new, but basically everything else that I'm looking around isn't new, you know, but they're mine and I love it. If I didn't, it'll be removed from the room. Me waffling on. I love your son achieved. My son is autistic in school and education board failed him. See, it's such a reoccurring story and a terrific. I'm so glad parents are showing the way, showing the light. So Sean says, that is fantastic. I've also got 4 tomato plants that have sprouted up in the greenhouse from seeds that were left behind from last year's fallen tomatoes. And they are growing really well. Was surprised. Well done, love. Well done. Right, we're going to have to get ready to go. I'll just read these last few comments. We've gone over the 2 hours. 2 hours and a quarter we've done already. So Caramel says, sorry to hear that, Anne. It's never too late to turn things round. Exactly. Loving parents and teaching good, useful skills is the answer. I've got the same colour curtains in our bedroom. Love the colour. Thank you, love. So Marty says, if you didn't wear glasses, could you still see okay-ish? I would personally struggle, so I always have a spare pair on site. It's reading for me and close-up detail. Now I take my glasses off. It takes a minute for it all to adjust. No, I can see everything in the room. I can see Mr. Wallflower's face close up, but I cannot read the chat.
I can read it.
Mr. Wallflower's eyesight's fine, mine's not.
I mean, if I went for an eye test, they'd probably say, oh, yeah, you need glasses. And once you start wearing glasses, that's when your eyes deteriorate.
They do.
Because they depend on the glasses. I've never wore glasses. And
so, like on the flask.
I can read.
You probably can't read that. Might be back to front.
I can't read like tiny.
But I can see that obviously because it's big enough, so it's happy together. But I can't read the smaller print. So my glasses are up and down all day because I need it for close detail.
I think once you start wearing glasses, that's when your eyesight deteriorates then really bad.
I need it on a live stream because I need to be able to interact with people. But you see me on videos without them on and I can quite clearly do the activity I'm doing. It's just I need to see finer detail. I need the glasses. But it's an absolute fortune that they charge for them. It's ridiculous.
Phil said his sofa was made in 1988 and gifted. Yeah, as long as it's good.
That's it. As long as you're happy with it, Jules.
And people judge you for not having new furniture.
No, can't see that.
And that's the good thing about Marketplace on Facebook. The things you can pick up for free on there.
Amazing.
You can pick 3-piece suites. You can pick fridge freezers.
That fridge freezer, do you know, you just couldn't imagine you'd get that for £70.
No,
you just couldn't.
There's people
but if
giving
we
fridge
didn't have a van, we wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that, would we?
But before we got the freezer, before the last one, we give our fridge freezer away. And me and the lad come.
Yeah.
There's always things getting given away for free on there. Tellies, fridge freezers,
sofas, beds, tables, all kinds. I did scour the free pages for this trolley I've ordered that's coming tomorrow for me canning jars next to the fridge. And I scoured the free pages, and I scoured Marketplace, etc. But I just couldn't find anything that was suitable. So I've had to spend the £30, and I didn't want to, you know. That £30 really need to be used somewhere else. But once that job's done and it's out the way, I've not, you know, I can't keep mopping around cardboard on the floor because it's not functionable. It just cannot be done. It's irritating me too much now. So I need that out the way, and then I can move on to the next task and the next job in the line, you know. So, right.
I'm lucky. Caramel, I took him under my wing, told him things he needs to know.
I'm proud of him, and fingers crossed he interviewed for a voice actor today. Hope he gets it. His confidence needs a boost. Wow, that's really fabulous. Good on him.
That's it.
You'll have to let us know. Send us his autograph. I don't know what about those teeth. They are probably a real good penny, because I know mine were. I had to pay for the teeth, and I got a bridge, and it cost me £250, which I was allowed to pay in instalments. I had to walk around with broken teeth for over 2 years. It was probably longer. It was absolute diabolical for a lady to have to walk around in the state that I had to walk around in over 2 years, because I couldn't get into a dentist because they weren't taken on the list. I had an emergency appointment, was still turned away. The £250 that I scrimped and I saved to actually put away for my teeth had been sitting there waiting in the account for us to use. And I was so lucky that that was all it cost, because at one point I near enough would have had to go private because over 2 years was just too long mentally for me to deal with, and the prices that they wanted to go private I just couldn't afford. So I was so lucky it just cost £250. I was really, really lucky. Yeah.
Good luck with it.
So
the interview for the voiceover.
Yeah, hope he does. Right, we really are going to have to love you and leave you guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
The
quiz was great.
Thank you. We'll organise to do another quiz on this main page, and as I said, there's a quiz 10 p.m. tomorrow night for just the members on the membership lounge. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I've enjoyed all of your company, and as I say, we've got nearly half an hour overboard because we've been enjoying it that much. But yeah, look forward to bringing more videos. We'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, Hardy, if you go on the page, on our page, if you click on the live button, there'll be all the playlists there of all the live videos that we've done. Okay, thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow if you're a member.
Good night. God bless, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Thanks.
if it lets me.